I'm curious, for the Winklevoss twins there, how your experience with Facebook has changed or shaped your approach to startups now?
I don't know. I think with anything, we learned a lot through any experience. You're supposed to take the good and leave the bad. So it definitely made us wiser. It made us motivated to help young entrepreneurs and try and do it again and again. So I think.
To your question earlier, about sort of one of the things that startups, one of the difficulties they face, what we've actually noticed in New York is office space is a real challenge to actually find it. And we've been currently building out our office space in Flatiron, and it's almost like its own little startup. Luckily, there's sort of an end point where we'll be finished. But our goal is to actually help bring portfolio companies that we're invested in into the space to work with them side by side, hands-on, and help them make the jump from the Starbucks to their first sort of real office space. In this case, Erica and Katie are working out of Katie's apartment, which works fine now, but we're hoping and expecting in the next 6 months that it will be very tight and they'll be growing quickly. So even sort of simple things that entrepreneurs don't really think about because they want to build their company, but ultimately these guys are learning very quickly that they're wearing 10 hats a day, maybe more, and building an office space, we want to sort of take that out of the equation, leave that to us, and let them focus on their company. So that's sort of one thing. And then the other thing, is that in a larger scale, what really jumped out at us about Huckster is they don't have this, Katie and Erica, they don't have this huge desire to make it a social experience. And I think that there is this huge sort of, it's an obviously large trend to socialize everything. And Erica and Katie, from their retail background, have sort of identified the fact that not everything we do in life is social, and shopping doesn't need to be one of them. So we sort of got that when they kind of explained to that. I think there's sort of those famous stories of people buying an engagement ring and it's showing up in a news feed or a social feed. That's what we don't want to happen with Huckster. If people want to share their holiday list with another person to make it easier for them to huck, that's great, and I think we will add social layers as things go on. But it's inherently not a social site, and I don't think it necessarily needs to be. So I think if there's one thing you could, we would say potentially to entrepreneurs is don't be social for the sake of being social. Do it if it makes sense. If not, so be it.